You think you are shy. But that's not the truth. That's just the label you use to feel safe. Because shy sounds harmless. It sounds like a personality trait. But what if I told you it's not personality, it's fear? Not fear of people, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of being seen trying and not being enough. And every time you call yourself shy, you avoid the real problem. Let's be honest. You don't stay quiet because you have nothing to say. You stay quiet because you're calculating outcomes. What if they laugh? What if I mess up? What if I look stupid? So you choose silence, and you call it personality. But it's not personality. It's protection. You are not shy. You are managing fear in real time. And you've been doing it for so long. It feels like who you are. Here's what's actually happening. Every time you avoid speaking, every time you hold back, every time you overthink before acting, you are training your brain, training it to believe silence equals safety, action equals danger. So now even small moments feel heavy. A simple conversation feels like pressure. A simple opinion feels like risk. And slowly, you shrink your life without noticing it. Let's break the illusion. Your silence is not free. It is costing you everything. It is costing you opportunities you never attempted. It is costing you relationships you never started. It is costing you confidence you never built. Because confidence is not something you think your way into. It is something you survive your way into. And every time you avoid discomfort, you delay that growth. Not for a day, for years. Your brain is not designed to make you powerful. It is designed to keep you alive. So it treats embarrassment like danger, rejection like threat, failure like injury. But life doesn't reward safety. Life rewards exposure. And that's where you're stuck. You're waiting to feel ready. But readiness is a myth. It never arrives. You either move or you stay mentally locked in the same place. Listen carefully. This is where most people lie to themselves. You don't avoid speaking because you don't like attention. You avoid speaking because attention exposes you. It shows your mistakes, your voice, your uncertainty. And that exposure feels uncomfortable. So you choose invisibility. But invisibility has a price too. No one respects what they never see. Look at your current life, your habits, your routines, your reactions. Now imagine nothing changes. Same silence, same hesitation, same fear. Fast forward 5 years. You are still overthinking simple actions, still watching other people express themselves freely, still wishing you had started earlier. Not because life was unfair, but because you never trained yourself to face discomfort. Confidence is not loud. It is not natural. It is not something you are born with. Confidence is exposure. It is repetition. It is failure survived in public. The people you admire were not less afraid than you. They just stopped obeying fear. That is the difference. Not talent, not personality. Disobedience to fear. There are two types of people. Those who need comfort before acting, and those who act to create comfort. The first group stays stuck. The second group builds everything. Not because they are fearless, but because they stop negotiating with fear. You cannot think your way out of this. You must act your way out of it. One uncomfortable moment at a time. If you want to change this, start small. Speak when you usually stay silent. Ask when you usually hesitate. Express when you usually hide. You are not trying to become perfect. You are retraining your nervous system, step by step. moment by moment. Every action that feels uncomfortable is a signal that you are growing, not failing, growing. At some point, you have to choose. Either you continue protecting your comfort, or you start building your life. Because both cannot exist at the same time. You cannot grow and stay safe. You cannot become strong and avoid discomfort. And you already know this. That's why this video feels uncomfortable, because it is describing you too accurately. You are not shy. You are not broken. You are not different. You are just afraid of failing in front of people. But here is the truth you cannot avoid forever. Every life you admire was built by someone who ignored that fear. So now the question is simple. Will you keep protecting your silence? Or will you finally test your voice? Because the longer you wait, the more your fear becomes your identity. And one day, you will realize you were never shy. You were just practicing invisibility. If this hit you, then don't just leave this video. Let it change something. Subscribe, not for motivation, but for reminders when you start shrinking again. And watch the next video on your screen. Your need for approval is controlling your entire life. That's where the real problem begins.